Aloha, everyone, and also Grand Royal Rich Risings. I don't know who needs to hear this message. I was just inspired to give you this transmission and channeling. Okay. I have been more plant based than ever now, and I'm going to tell you some pros and cons, but the cons are really pros too. It's just an adjustment for me. All right. So, being more plant based, raw food, not really cooking as much, has gotten me back in alignment with Mother Nature. It also has gotten me more hyper, more alert, more clarity, and more connected back to my ancestors. OMG. And as I was just creating myself some recipes, I even created my dog 5 recipes, you guys, plant based, because she always eats whatever we drop on the floor any damn way. So I said, you know what? Since this dog eats more of our food than she eats her own dog food that I spend 30, $40 on a package, let me just create some meals for my baby. And so I did. And so here's your message. First of all, being born as an American, we really don't have a true culture. We kind of borrowed, I'm going to use that word, everyone else's culture and implemented it and made it our own culture. But my roots are Irish, French, Chinese, Blackfoot, Navajo, Cherokee Indian, and Mongolian Chinese. Okay. And of course, I have 5% African in me, like all of us do, no matter if you're Caucasian or not. So, with that being said, I was inspired because I was looking at Let's Talk Food on IG. She is amazing. And now I am learning her and understanding and understanding her very well now. Because when I first came to her page, I didn't really know much about her besides she had just became pregnant and she was doing raw food throughout the whole pregnancy, even prior to the pregnancy. And oh my God, this is what made me come to YouTube. She made and redid this dish. I think it's called a moto. And don't come for me, Gaian people, if I'm not saying it right. You can politely put how to pronounce it in the comment section, and I would greatly appreciate it. But she did this couscous avocado ball instead of rice. She did this red bell pepper soup. I don't know what else she mixed in it. And then she did the okra. Oh my God. She dehydrated the okra. And I swear I just wanted to come through the screen and get some of that food. But instead of doing that, I'm gonna buy some couscous today. And I'm gonna remake that dish myself here in my own home. Oh, I'm so inspired. But what I wanted to say in the download that I received while I was watching that is how she said she was reconnecting back to her roots. Now, you guys know that I always look at the etymology and things, and I always decode everything, especially since I've awakened. Okay? Think about a tree. What keeps the tree on the ground? The roots. Because the roots go deep. Your roots, chosen one, beloved, child of God, child of the universe, goes deep. Now, there may be some of you that may not know your heritage. Ask your mother, ask your grandmother if they're still alive. And then you pick the heritage that calls out to you the most. Now, I'm having the privilege of already receiving a blood test by medical force. It was enforced upon me, okay, 29 years ago when I birthed my first son, who's no longer here. He's on the astral planes, he's in the realms, okay, that I have 75% Cherokee. Cherokee is what dominated my bloodline. So I am more driven to spices and I don't want to say necessarily Indian food, but I love black pepper. Black pepper is definitely a staple for Cherokee Indians. They put it on everything besides, sweet stuff. I put black pepper on everything, okay? But I realize black pepper helps to ground you. Black pepper keeps negativity away from you. Do you see why these ancients, these indigenous people lived so long? Because they knew the science without being scientists. They knew the herbs and how to forage the herbs from the atmosphere and their environment without being doctors. They knew how to heal without being titled a healer. Even though people called them medicine woman and, medicine man, root doctor is what my grandfather called me. Excuse me. When I first became a naturopath, and I was explaining to him because he didn't know what a naturopath was. He's a Cherokee Indian. What's a naturopath? And then as I was explaining it to him before I even got a chance to finish my sentence, he was like, "Oh, you're a root doctor." I always thought when I was a little kid that root doctors were voodoo doctors. So I was like, "No, granddaddy, don't label me that." He was like, "No, you just told me what you were. You just told me that you practice herbology and herbs and tinctures and flower essences." He said that's what root doctors do. Those are the original doctors. I said, "Okay," because I never called my granddaddy. I always called him daddy. Okay. Because he really was a father to me more than his son. But I digress. Let's go back of why it's so important. Okay. They also have what is called a medicine wheel. I just learned that like back last year in November. I believe it was November. Yeah. Anyway, I just learned the medicine wheel and all the different directions and the animals and how it ties into the zodiacs signs and whatnot. Man, I'm telling you, the Indians, the Africans, and the Chinese, they got it on lock when it comes to their education, their diets, the spirituality, first and foremost, is unparalleled. This is the reason why we're now catching up because we're learning these we're learning these different modalities and these different formulations and how to incorporate that more now than ever into our own existence and in our own lives. African people, oh my God, honor your ancestors. Honor them, everybody, each and every last one of you. Honor your ancestors because they are the front line of your protection. And you wonder why shit's going bad in your life because you're not honoring your front line of protection. Okay? And even the ideals, I feel like some of the ideals that I've come up with haven't even been my original ideals as far as my consciousness is concerned. I believe a lot of it is because of my spirituality and being tapped in, tuned in, all the way in my goddess and God frequency, which allows me to connect to my ancestors. Even when I'm not at the altar, I get downloads from them. Okay. I haven't even slept a whole night because I've been up literally creating. I have been creating nonstop. And when I'm in creator mode, I don't stop until I have been completely satisfied to my satisfaction and gratification, to my satisfaction. Okay. And a lot of you been wondering what gifts you carry, what skill sets you have, what talents you have. You're not going to ever begin to know or tap into that until you go back to your roots. Go back to where you came from. If you have Iroquois Indian, if you have, any other roots that you came from, retrace them, relearn who you are through those people and their culture. My ancestors worshiped the sun. They didn't worship a god, a European god. The word God came from the Europeans. They brainwashed all of us. You can't box God or you can't box the creator. The Indians will call the grand creator the great spirit, but they realized that worshiping that great spirit is to worship everything that the great spirit created and to honor everything that the great spirit produced. They also worship the moon, they worship the trees. Water was very sacred to them. And all of these things should be sold to you too, because you have their blood running through your veins. You are the vessel in which even the grand creator uses. Your eyes becomes the creator's eyes. Your mouth, which you speak, becomes the creator's mouth. Your hands, your arms, your nose, your legs, your thighs, your knees, your toes. The creator used every day through you, creating things, destroying things, recreating again, rebirthing, unearthing, and earthing. I want to impress upon your mind how powerful you are. Whenever you feel like giving up, look up and look within. All right, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and sign off of here. It's getting closer to um, the installments being available through my PayPal for the Divine Matrix class. I recommend that you sign up. For those of you that are active in my Divine Matrix class, please be patient with me. I have been creating, they have me in creator mode, and I've gotten pulled away for the last 2 weeks of creating your the courses are already written out and done, but creating a video for you. I plan on having that done for you this Wednesday. Okay. And I got readings and rituals and stuff that I gotta do. So if it don't come on Wednesday, just know that as soon as I get through with my previous commitment where people have also purchased services from me, once I fulfill them, I will be pulled back to you. Okay. But I haven't forgotten about you. I already know that I got to get that out. Trust me, I got so much stuff. You're not you're not gonna be able to watch and listen to everything all in one sitting anyway, because of the quantity and the amount of information that I got. This is turned what I thought was just gonna be 1 hour, 2 hour. This has turned into a whole 6 month curriculum. Okay. All right. So those of you that don't know about my store, I do have a new store now called Spiritual Alchemy, and I'm going to also have another store that I'm in the process of opening up now called Soul Alchemy. All right, and this is where you can purchase oils and sprays again. Remember, I used to have the Kit Karma ass spray. Well, that's back. I used to have the dopest fuck spray. That's back. I have a Lakshmi prosperity spray that's not going to bring you those little $100 bills. It's going to bring you thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars. Okay. I have a Archangel Michael spray, a dragon's blood spray, a dragon's breath spray, a Kali Ma oil and spray. All the sprays come with, you can get an oil and a spray for just one price, or you could pay separately or individual for it. I also have one. A lot of you have trouble manifesting. I have one called Pegasus Manifesto. Okay. This spray will amp up your aura high enough in the highest vibration so you can bring that manifestation in. Lickety split. Okay. I'm just saying. And there are some other oils. I can't remember them all. I didn't, write anything down when I did this transmission. So you will see, because I will link the store to this video and my other store. Why not? I will link them both back to this video. And you don't have to have a consultation to buy any of my oils and sprays. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in and chiming in. I'm about to sign off. Namaste.